What's up, guys, and welcome back. Today's video might be pretty long because we got a lot of tackle to cover. As requested, somebody wanted me to do a tackle tour. So yeah, I'm going to show you my tackle box, what all I keep in here, how it's organized, all that good stuff. Some of my favorite baits, throw some tips in there like that and that good stuff. So yeah, let's jump right into it. Alright guys, so here's my tackle box right here. Got my swim baits and my spinner baits in here. Some bigger swim baits and large crankbaits in there. Some topwater baits in here. My lucky tackle box, of course. All my worms and stuff in there. Jigs in this box. Hooks in this box. Crankbaits in this box. And line and other stuff in that box. And just some random stuff in these pouches up front. But let's jump into all the individual elements. Okay, so let's start off with, let's just go with the jig box first. Okay, so like I showed y'all, this is the Gamakatsu jig box, or it's a G box. I put all my jigs in here, guys. Shout out to D&L Tackle. I'm looking somewhere to put their sticker. They sent me a lot of good jigs. I'll be working with them. Y'all go check them out. I mean, I'm super impressed with the quality of these jigs. But yeah, look at all that, nice and neat. Keep them in there. These jigs are really, really nice quality and at a good price, guys. You can't beat it. So yeah, y'all go check those out. But let's move on to something else. But yeah, that's where I keep all my jigs. So that's kind of what I fish with right now, or I have been fishing with a lot of jigs. So yeah, let's jump into some of the other stuff that I would throw right now during the winter, or late winter, approaching spring for this part of the country. Alright, so big old worm binder, and I have this thing slap full of stuff, so let's dig into it and see what all's in here. Alright, so on one side of this, so this bag has two sides. On one side of this bag I have all my worms and crawl trailers, so it's more of the hefty side. There's a lot more stuff on this one side than the other, because the other I have all my swim baits, flukes, and stuff like that. But yeah, I would spend all day if I went through all of these, but I'm gonna hit on some of the baits that I've picked up lately that I really like. These Z-Man craws, these things are awesome. I'm not, like I said, I probably can't go through everything because you see I have a lot of plastics in here, but I'm gonna hit on some of the high points. Also, I'm really liking these Z-Mans, guys. I'm gonna show y'all why. Alright, so these are some Z-Man June Bug 6-inch, what do they call these? Sawtail. So, you see these worms are super stretchy. I mean, look at this. That is crazy. So you take a little 6-inch worm and you can just, I don't think you can break these things, like literally. Look at this. Good durability there. I love these things, great color. And also, one key factor of these are that material. You saw that really stretchy material when it's in the water. So like you have a Texas rig worm and the head, you know, obviously sinks because of the lead, or tungsten, whatever you use. The tail or these baits actually float. So the tail of this thing kind of like sits up in top, like it literally doesn't fall like and lay on the bottom. It kind of, you get what I'm saying. They float. Alright, so I got all my zooms in here. I got some X-Zone. I like X-Zone for X-Zone lures for stick baits. Got a bunch of stick baits, bunch of worms, some of my favorite crawl trailers. I'm not real picky on them. I go with these Zoom crawl trailers here. See, I only got one or a few left in here. Some Zoom crawl trailers. That's a good like bluegill or just general bait fish color. It's got some good sparkles in there. But yeah, I like that color. Whew, I don't need to go. I could talk all day about every lure that I have in here, but I'm just hitting on the high points. Alright, also I like these Rage craws. Y'all have seen these. If you want some big bass some big bass tips, go with the Rage Anaconda. So same thing, Strike King, Rage Anaconda. There you go. Those things are huge. There's one in the pack. This thing is rather large. Alright, so just these little binders, or whatever you want to call them, help out a lot on keeping yourself organized and keeping everything in certain little compartments. So there's like, what I have in here is I have bags, and within those bags I have general stuff. So like, let's say in one section I have all crawl trailers and of the same color, and then in another section I have all stick baits of different colors, just kind of to keep things very organized in here. So I can just kind of fold to one, or go to one of these sections, and then in each section has a bunch of different bags in here. Like, let's just pull out, now my tackle box can get a little messy, but let's just pull out a couple bags that are within this bag. Okay, so in this bag you see that I have you know, some green crawl trailers, those rage crawl trailers that I just showed y'all, and those other crawl trailers, all similar colors, all similar baits, just a little bit different for different situations. But yeah, let's jump to the other side of it and show y'all some of the flukes that I like to throw. If I can get this thing zipped up. I mean, this thing pops open like an accordion because it is pretty full. Alright, so other side. Like I said, it's going to have all my flukes and swim baits in it. One of my favorite flukes is this color right here. That glare is horrible. Let's open this up and show you all that. Yeah, it's like a whitish purple fluke. I mean, bass love this thing. But yeah, that's one of my favorite flukes. I throw that a lot in the spring, like big bass on beds. They love those. You can see the bait. This is a quick tip. When you throw one of these in the spring in clear water, and you can just, this white, you can just see from the boat. So you can tell when that big female picks up your bait and tries to move it off of the bed. So, you know, you can fish a smaller bait because they're just picking it up and moving it. But this white, just generic rule, go with something white or really bright color. Because when you're bed fishing like that, if you like to do that style of bed fishing, you're just waiting for them to pick it up and move it out of their bed. They're not necessarily eating it, and you know, for food. They're just trying to get it out of their bed, and you can visually see this a lot better. So when it disappears, you know, they have it in their mouth, and you set the hook, and then you land a big fish. Some of my other flukes that I like to use, like I said, I'm a big fan of Zoom flukes. I have like probably every different color that they've ever made. I've thrown them before, but one color I like is this called Midnight Chartreuse. Right, you see these things? They're just, it's a weird, it's like got a chartreuse glitter in there with a black back, and I don't know, these things just work really well. I think it's, I mean, to me, it kind of represents it's not their baby bass color, but I think it's kind of along the same line. So these two are some of my favorite, baby bass and Midnight Chartreuse. But yeah, like I said, I have all these very similar baits within one folder of my tackle box. That just helps me keep everything organized. Alright, let's move on away from that, because this video is getting pretty long already. I'll try to be quick here, but I got a lot of stuff that I've, you know, gathered over the years. Alright, so here's where I keep all the stuff that I rigged those on in here. So all this, and you got this little binder with all your terminal tackle in it. So you can see in here I've showed y'all this before, y'all have seen it, so I don't want to go too long. But yeah, you can see in here that I have all my hooks, weights, you know, I have swim bait hooks, shaky heads, drop shot weights, drop shot hooks, just everything, bobber stops or whatever you call them, you know, that keep your tungsten from sliding up your line, peg weights, everything in there, guys. These are awesome. Gamakatsu G box, same thing I kept my jigs in that I just showed y'all. Same type of box, just organize it a little differently. All right, let's move on to. All right, I keep all of my crankbaits in this big bin. Now, This might stress some of y'all out because of how many crankbaits I have packed into this one box. But like I said, y'all seen, this is my tackle box in size, and it's always filled to the brim. So I'm kind of not a minimalist. I take everything like that I pretty much on the boat. I mean, why own it if you don't take it on the water? I'm kind of, you know, I get the time to fish. I take all my stuff and just go. I don't have much time to prep or anything like that, so I like to keep everything with me, and I take everything I own usually in the boat. So yeah, this might stress y'all out, and hopefully I don't dump them in the floor. But yeah, guys, look at all those cranks. Some of my favorites obviously is going to be just a KVD square bill. This is always fun, and that's the reason that this probably stresses y'all out, but I deal with it. I don't have enough space to throw them all in different binders or different boxes. But yeah, KVD square bill, 1.5 or 2.5 is usually what I go with. Yep, so like what I'm doing right now is having to pick them apart, but that little bad boy there is awesome. And also a lure that I've liked for fishing deeper water that I got in my Lucky Tackle box is this bad boy. I mean, that thing, look at that. It's just a really, really clean lure. I don't know how well my focus is working, but y'all get the point. Let's move on. One crazy lure that I like to throw a lot if I'm trying to like use a wake bait or something like that is this rat lure. I don't know how I got chartreuse on the tail, but yeah, I got some chartreuse dowel on the tail. It was in one of my other boxes and it spilled out, but he's got a neon yellow tail. Don't know if that helps or not. Didn't mean to do it, but yeah. I forget the Savage Gear, I think, makes this bait. But yeah, this is a good little bait. My crankbait box. Let's see. Oh yeah, this rattle trap. I'll only throw like one kind of rattle trap usually. I just get the Bass Pro brand, XPS, whatever you want to call them, rattle traps. That's like an olive shad color or something, they call it like that. Olive shad. That bait is killer. I've had a lot of luck on it. Whew, other than that, I mean, yeah, let's just jump on to the next box. I can always come back and talk about cranks later on in another video. Okay, trying to do all this real quick for y'all. Alright, so here's my favorite box, and we're gonna go over this one pretty well because this is my favorite box, guys. It has all the lures I love to throw, which are topwater lures. So I'm gonna go through some of my favorites. First thing to note is definitely this frog right here. Y'all have seen it on my channel on Instagram a lot, and y'all will see a lot of videos this spring of me throwing this thing, spring and summer, of me throwing this frog. You can just see how beat up it is already. It's caught a lot of fish in its day, guys. Always keep 2 of those in the box, 1 for backup. But yeah, other baits I'm excited to fish that I haven't really got to yet because it hadn't warmed up enough is this Lunker Hunt prop fish. That thing looks cool. The back spins. I'm really looking forward to fishing that. It's like it's the best of both worlds. It's like mixing a frog, a hollow body bait, and well, a whopper plopper. So yeah, it's like a mixture of these two. These two had a baby and made this right here, the prop frog. It's a hollow body bait, so you can pull it through those weeds, but it's still making all that racket as this little tail spins around in the water and bubbles. You know, it's just all about water displacement sometimes and how much water displacement you're looking for. But yeah, I like whopper ploppers. They're good baits. I usually go with, I think this is the one, what is this, the 110? Yeah, I like the 110. So whopper ploppers, they come in the small ones, which are like these. Added that hook on there, guys. Don't know really why, but yeah, I like the medium size one. I don't even know if I have any of the big ones, but yeah, that's the 110. It's not the biggest one, medium size. Alright, so spook fishing, I'm definitely going to go with one of these. Got this in my Lucky Tackle box as well. I either go with this one. This is a nice spook. I forget who makes this. Oh yeah, Realist. So this is the Pencil 110. And I also like, where's that other spook? This one. I know this probably stresses y'all out, but I need to get some of those little hook keepers to where these stay separated in the box. But you know, this one as well. This thing's really nice. Look at that golden, like reflective pattern on the side, and black top with a speckled black top with the white bottom. Great bait for spook fishing. There's a lot of things I could talk about. Let's talk about the, yeah, this is a mess, guys. Like I said, I pack everything into one box. I like this bait too, which is the Pompadour. This thing is a crazy topwater lure. I mean, it has these big wings on it, and so when it works through the water, it's sitting there and it looks like it's, I don't know what I'm trying to go for, but it looks like a bird or something that's fallen into the water. I think this is supposed to be like a hummingbird color or something, maybe. I don't know, that's what I think it looks like, is a hummingbird. Think if a hummingbird fell in the water. That's what this thing looks like. It's just making a bunch of commotion and racket on the water. And bass love it. They'll come up there and get it. One plus about fishing this thing is on like a choppy day where like the water, it's not super slick, and you think topwater would be a good option. Throw one of these, even if there's a little ripple in the water. This thing will call them up from the depths, and they'll smoke it. Another great bait that I like is kind of a buzzbait hybrid called the grass burner. So this bait is awesome. You can see that it's got a little skirt on the back, and it's got this little, you know, it's or whatever. It's basically an inline spinner with a skirt on the back, and it's got a treble hook in the skirt. I don't know if y'all can see that very well. Treble hook in the skirt and the treble hook right here. So it's not as weedless as a buzzbait can be, but this thing is, and it's just a good all-around bait that, like, if I'm fishing like a stump field or something, or I don't know, a lot of cover, that not vegetation but stumps and stuff like that, I'll throw it out in between a few stumps and rip it on by, and one will come out and explode on this thing. I have a few videos on my Instagram of them tearing this bait up. I really like this lure. But yeah, that's my topwater box. I went through that quick. Oh yeah, I didn't really touch on any poppers, but some of the poppers I like are these Mega Bass poppers. That thing, the attention to detail they put in these are amazing. I don't know if the fish care that much, but I do, and I really like these baits. They have a great pop, great action. You can actually, if you tune them, or not tune them, if you just work them right, you can either walk them or you can pop them, just depending on how you work it. So, two different methods you can throw with this thing, and this is like a baby bass color, or something like that. Looks really cool. But yeah, let's jump on to my big box, which I bring in my tackle box. Like I said, I bring everything, no matter if I think I'm going to use it or not, because clearly I don't use a quarter of this stuff out on the water during one trip, but I like to keep it all right here to where I can just jump on the water and have everything I possibly need. Even though these boxes are super cramped, here's another box full of crazy lures. Most of these are my huge deep diving crankbaits, some jerkbaits, and big swimbaits. So you'll see right here, I have this humongous swimbait. I think this is a 7-inch swimbait, made by Savage Gear as well. Looks like a big shad. Actually, to me it looks kind of like a baby tarpon or something, I don't know. But it's a pretty affordable swimbait if you want to look to get into swimbait fishing. Most swimbaits you pay like $100 for, and I'm sure those work a little bit better and glide a little bit better than these. This thing was only $20, something like that, 20 bucks. So it's still pretty expensive, but if you want to get into swimbait fishing, go ahead and do so. Also, I have this other Savage Gear shad right here. This one looks really good. I mean, look at that. The attention to detail there is awesome. It's real reflective. Another glide bait. But yeah, this is the Shine Glider 185. This is 6-inch. Yeah, 6-inch. But yeah, great bait there. Jerkbaits, I don't fish them that much, but I have a few in here. I'll do real quick. I'll kind of, hopefully I can show you all this without dumping them out. Yeah, some big cranks in there, real deep diving cranks. That I don't fish too often, but I have them just in case. You never know when your buddy's going to be sitting there. He's going to be chunking a big 20-foot diving crankbait, and he's just going to get into a school of 5-pounders, and you're just going to sit there in the boat like, well, I guess I'll just watch you have fun and catch fish. So I like to take everything in the boat that I have, whether if I think I'm going to use it or not. You never know, guys. That's just one tip. Let's get down into some small stuff in the bag. I got my tape or little, you know, you can measure out a fish, see how long he is. Okay, I forgot about this box. I got boxes everywhere. This box is kind of some of my smaller swim baits, my chatterbaits, spinnerbaits. Y'all, this box is really going to stress y'all out if y'all are neat freaks with your tackle boxes, because I have a lot of stuff and you know, I don't want to buy a bigger tackle box because this thing's already huge. But everything, look at that. That looks horrible. I'm not proud of this, but everything is packed in there. Some of my favorite spinnerbaits, guys. I have the Shad Color Strike King. I think this is a 1/2 ounce spinnerbait. Yeah, got this more natural color brim spinnerbait. I call it a brim color spinnerbait. I don't know the real name for it, but that's what it looks like to me. It's kind of cool because it's got, on that it's kind of got a replica of the skirt and all that, but on the other side it's gold. Another spinnerbait I like is the, this one's kind of bent up. I've caught some big fish on the spinnerbait. Is the Big Bear spinnerbait. It's just another shad colored spinnerbait. I'll throw a trailer on here sometimes, depending on, you know, what size fish I think that are in the lake, or what I'm going for, or anything like that. Chatterbaits. I really like the Z-Man chatterbaits. I think they're kind of running the game on those Z-Man chatterbaits. But yeah, this gold bladed kind of brim color. Now right now I have a crawl trailer on here, and I know that's probably throwing y'all off. But what I was doing this winter with this thing is, or like mild water winter, so like not freezing cold, but I'd work this thing like a jig. So I would let it sink to the bottom, and then I'd sit there and hop it, and that little bit of vibration on the front end can, you know, call up some fish. That certainly in muddy water, if you want you want the fish to find it, and you know, you need some water displacement, some vibration, stuff like that. Alright, so on this side of the box, I have a bunch of little swim baits that I don't throw that much, being though a lot of the places I fish have a ton of structure. These things get hung up a lot, but I'll show you all them anyways, because I have them, and I have actually caught some fish on them, if I can freaking get them out. The hooks are all together. So yeah, there's a, y'all have seen these. Who makes these again? Live Target. Yeah, Live Target shad. I got some of those. I got some of these. This is a nice little brim perch color, whatever you want to call it. That's a good bait too, guys. Whew. This video is going to be long, and I hope you're still getting some quick tips and just seeing what I throw. I got requested to make this video. I knew it was going to be a long one, but yeah, I'm gonna post it up anyways. Hopefully it helps. Alright, so this is kind of funny. I have some hot hands from fishing this winter. Some keep your hands warm. A little face mask because it was super cold. A power bank. So this is kind of like a tackle bag dump, I guess, because I don't even know what's in here. I don't remember. And this little converter for like charging your phone or whatever. These things come in really handy. I keep it in my tackle box because I have a bunch of camera gear on board. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know where my scale is. I lost it last time I went out. I think it's still sitting on the bank. But yeah, I need to get me a scale. So, whew, y'all can kind of see I have all this stuff, and yeah, I'd like to take everything out on the lake with me. All this goes with me everywhere, even in my kayak. Now, if I'm fishing from the bank and I'm walking a long ways, I'll pack some of this. I will take a few empty bin. I have a few, 1 or 2 empty bins over there, and then I will have to condense, guys. I'll have to say, okay, well, I'm gonna be walking a long ways today, and I don't want to carry this big thing all the way, you know, 1 mile down the trail or whatever it is to the lake. So I'll condense if I have to, but most of the time I'm gonna take all of this. So yeah, I hope this helped. Now I got a mess to put back up, but I need to organize some of this stuff anyways. But I hope this helped, and thank you all for watching. I'll see y'all next time.